What is cooking, my dear viewers? Today, we will be going over the Moradness custom sim racing gloves from professional GT3 race car driver and fellow YouTuber, Daniel Morad.
The tarmac, 5 left long.
As always for these quick and dirty reviews, I will add the quick disclaimer that I am not a real gear reviewer like Will or Carl or Barry, who seem to have a deep understanding of materials and manufacturing. So I instead try to focus the review on other areas of the product, mainly on how an average sim racer will feel when using it and whether or not it positively makes a difference in the overall experience. By the way, I'm also aiming to reach 500 subscribers before the drop of the new Formula 1 2024 game that is slated to be released the earliest that Codemasters Formula 1 game has ever been released on May 28th of this year. We're only about a month or so away, but I feel like we're going to crush that goal based on the recent reception. Seriously, thank you so much for my recent followers for supporting this channel. The growth has been absolutely insane and motivating. But enough of that sappy stuff. Let's get into the review for these premium sim racing and karting gloves, starting with a quick unboxing. The gloves come packaged in this plastic zipper bag, which you would commonly see at a sports equipment store. Think Everlast. Nothing too special, but it does get the job done, and it really is a plus that it can be reused if you intend to travel to the kart track with these, as they do double as karting gloves. We got some other marketing postcards, including one that mentions that once the black string is broken, you can no longer refund the gloves. They are yours now. I always love when companies include free stickers. It costs companies next to nothing to produce, and it really elevates the consumer's experience for some strange reason. It's just a sticker, but man, are they awesome. Pretty much free advertising for them too, so it's a win-win for us all. Anyways, looking at the design, you have plenty to choose from, with even some glow-in-the-dark options as well. All the gloves have a short version that just extends past the palms as well. You also have the ability to further customize your gloves with your name and country. They are made with a very high-quality nylon polyester fabric with 4 waves to stretch. They are double-stitched with an outside seam. The inner palm and fingers have a rubberized pattern. The repeating logo design of the M not only adds cool look, but the slightly rubberized logo also adds for a bit more grip under the palm. The index fingertips have a little bit of a rubberized tip, so you can still access touchscreen devices without having to take the glove off. And guess what? They actually do work. I will say, these aren't Gucci gloves, so the stitching will have a little, character, shall we say. But honestly, I actually really like that look, as if you do look closely to actual fireproof racing gloves that professional race drivers use, the stitching for those aren't Fendi smooth either. Just saying. The only gloves I had to compare with these were a couple of biking gloves and a pair of Sparco sim racing gloves. The material and overall finish of the Moradness racing gloves are way higher than any of my previous pairs. It is smooth, it is comfortable, and very surprisingly, it is breathable. But it is also almost the same price as all my previous gloves combined though, so it does have that going for it. But the real kicker for these gloves are the custom sizing for your hands. There are no more need for any sort of fastening materials like Velcro that may damage its own fabric like my Sparco gloves. Compared to the experience of sliding a big booty and toot-tight pair of jeans like the Giro, I have no idea how to say it, Giro gloves gave me, sliding your hand in and out of something has never been easier, thanks to the perfect sizing. It's the closest experience I'll have to wearing a one-of-a-kind, personally tailored James Bond style tux, which I imagine is a very similar feeling. These gloves require you to measure the circumference of your hand as well as the length from the middle finger to the bottom of your hand. The best way to do this if you don't have any sort of measuring string is just to find any kind of string. Even a USB cable will work. Wrap whatever string you have around the widest part of your palm and take note of where that string overlaps. Measure out the string up to that point with a ruler. Bam, you got how fat your hands are. But as you know, girth ain't everything. We need length. Simply measure using a ruler or use the aforementioned string to measure from point A to point B. Super simple. Now compare your measurements to their sizing chart to find the closest size. They do recommend sizing up if your measurements are on the high end of a size. Keep in mind, dear viewers, if you do customize your glove with either your name or flag, you are effectively creating a unique order, so it will not be refundable or returnable once ordered. So measure twice, cry once. The reason why the measurements are so important for these particular gloves is due to the ergonomic pre-curved design. The gloves actually have a natural bend as their neutral position, as if you were asking for soup when supinating your hands. This design should help with some hand and wrist fatigue over the course of a long race, as a slight curve is more akin to how our hand naturally relaxes. Alright, enough of that boring review stuff. Let's actually hop in the sim and see what our initial thoughts are when using these gloves. So, we are in the sim. I'm very excited to try out these gloves for the very first time actually. still definitely has that new smell feeling. Today, we're gonna be hopping in a couple of different sims, starting with Assetto Corsa Competizione. I actually haven't driven this sim in quite a while. Tried earlier today just to make sure that everything still works. Got my McLaren GT3 wheel. I'll be trying out 3 different wheels today as well for all the different categories I'll be driving today. And I'm very excited. Oh, I guess in order to not snap that, I will have to be handcuffed. Okay, let's try... I actually don't know any of these as well as I should, but I think I'm just gonna go to Brands Hatch. Oh, no, we'll drive the McLaren because we're in the McLaren, got the McLaren wheel. Okay. Oh, wow, my FOV is really off. Let me quickly change that. That is a video I'm gonna be working on, is VR versus a single ultra wide. Okay, that looks pretty good. What? I stalled. That was embarrassing. Okay, let's actually get on track. Okay, it's my first time in Brands Hatch in quite a while, actually. This video is about me learning the track. It's about the feeling of these gloves. So far, so good. So these gloves are pre-curved at the fingers, so you can see that when you're not... Wow, how do YouTubers freaking drive and talk at the same time? Will and Jimmy and everybody just makes it seem so easy, so effortless. One of the nice features of these racing gloves compared to all the other gloves I have is that it is pre-curved. There is this slight bend at the fingertips, so when your palm is at a natural resting point, it does curve naturally. None of the other gloves I have that ergonomic design, and that should help with hand fatigue over a course of a long race, which is something I'm going to be planning on doing. So tomorrow I will be at Monaco for career mode, and I will be attempting 100% race distance. And that'll be my first real test with these gloves to see how it feels over a long stint. But as of now, I actually really like racing with gloves because my hand tends to callus pretty quickly. I play tennis, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I do calisthenics, and almost every sport I've done, my hands tend to callus up real quick. And sim racing is no different, especially when driving more aggressively. And since hopping back into rally for the first time in quite a while actually. Oh, did my light just get a little darker? That was kind of weird. Even hopping back, oh, what am I doing? Ah, couldn't save it. Man, I do not forgot how to turn on a car. Oops, my goodness, I don't know how to operate a car. It's been so long. Let's just reset the track. I've noticed even with my Logitech G23 wheel that I would start to develop callus after long races. And so that's when I started wearing gloves. And another reason why you would want to wear gloves is to protect the Alcantara on your wheel, because sweaty, oily hands can ruin fabric pretty well over time, and I like to keep my Alcantara wheel as clean as possible. Oh, there it is again. Same spot. Can I save it? No, I can't. Oh my goodness. Okay, So they feel good. I'm gonna go to a track that I'm much more familiar with. I'm also curious to see how the breathability is. It is a fairly thick glove, and compared especially to these biking gloves, which are much more thinner and actually have perforated fabric, so it's much more breathable. I do get some sweaty hands. I do have a lot of sweat glands on my hands that runs in the family. So we will see. It is already getting a little, not hot, but the sweat glands are percolating. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to last over the course of a race. This is a 100% Grand Prix. All right, before we hop on to the rally stages, I do need to make this official because I do really like these gloves, and I was going to keep it anyway, so just wanted to give an example of what it was like. Try out these gloves without breaking the seal. Let's make this official. Moradness, I'm in. Ooh, that was nice. Okay, that was way harder than I thought it'd be, reviewing a product while driving a category of cars I'm not familiar with on a track I barely know. Alright, back into the voiceover. So for the first real world test, I decided to test these gloves with the 100% race distance for my F123 driver career mode at Monaco. What better track to test out gloves than that? Go check out that video of the race, by the way. It is an absolute cursed and blessed race at the same time. Monaco always delivers in the game. After 78 brutal laps around Monaco, I was very pleasantly surprised with the performance of the gloves. I was honestly a little worried that I would prefer the thinner, more perforated fabric like a pair of bike gloves I got from a company called Giro, as my hands can get pretty damn clammy thanks to a familial gene that runs on my mom's side. Just a warning to your viewers, don't ever share a controller with me. The fabric was very breathable and comfortable throughout the entire race. The thickness of the gloves don't get in the way at all when switching around rotaries and buttons on the wheel. The natural bend of the fingers do help over the course of a long race. The one thing that I don't really want to call a drawback of having such nice quality gloves, you do need to take the extra step to take care of them. For my other gloves, I can just toss them in the washer and dryer and call it a day. However, for these Moradness racing gloves, they do recommend hand washing them for the most longevity, which obviously takes a lot more time and effort. But such is the cost of almost any high quality fabric that is specifically measured to part of your body. And so, the Moradness racing gloves have become my main gloves. The fact that they double as karting gloves are also nice, as I do plan on going karting with some friends in the near future, both for some personal fun and to shoot some IRL content. So stay tuned for some real life racing content as well, dear viewers. Also, you can probably tell with the current state of my channel, but no companies actually formally send any sort of product for a review. I usually just buy the product for myself and review it afterwards based on my surface level experience. In this case, with the Moradness gloves, my brother-in-law happened to buy it for my Christmas present, as he is a good brother-in-law and knows how to get a snazzy gift for a sim racer without breaking the bank. If you can somehow get the measurements of a fellow sim racer you know, these make for an awesome, thoughtful gift.
Opens of a crest.
So there it is, my quick and dirty review of the Moradness racing gloves. They are freaking awesome. I definitely recommend them to any sim racer that wants to keep their hands blister and callus free and or to protect their Alcantara wheel rims from wearing out. And I especially recommend them to the slightly serious sim racer who needs the extra grip, fitting, and feeling of a very professionally crafted product to complete the ultimate immersive sim racing experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this type of review, as I would love to expand this channel for being more than just gameplay videos. It also gives me a reason to splurge on sim gear, as I've noticed a lot of budget level gears and products don't have nearly the same amount of coverage as some of the gear that can single-handedly cost more than my entire rig. If there are people willing to spend that much on that level of gear, there must be people wanting to spend a tenth of that on more cost-effective gear, but like me, struggle to find relevant reviews. Well, that's exactly what the quick and dirty review series will be. And if it sounds like something you'd be interested in, please leave a like, as it really does let me know that I am spending what little free time, and now money, in a productive manner. Maybe even subscribe for more racing content in general, as I am pumping as much career mode episodes as I can before the new Formula 1 game drops. I am also trying to reach 500 subscribers by then, which is a bit of a goal, but based on how you guys have been receiving my last few videos, I have a feeling we will completely crush that goal together. So I do hope to see you in the next video. But if not, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll probably see you never. Toodles.